Okay, so we've got another question here, another basic console app, a little bit harder than the last one. So, travel tickets company sells tickets for airline tours and other travel-related services. Because ticket agents frequently mistype long ticket numbers, Travel Tickets has asked you to write an application that indicates invalid ticket number entries. Okay, so we're writing a little application and we just need to check if ticket numbers are valid. The class prompts a ticket agent to enter a 6-digit number. If ticket numbers are designed so that if you drop the last digit of the number and then divide by the number 7, the remainder of the division will be identical to the last drop digit. Sounds complicated. It's not really. We'll break it down in a second. So for example, let's enter this number, 12345. That's a ticket number. We take just the first 5 digits and we divide by 7. And that number there divided by 7 leaves a remainder of 4. And that happens to be our last digit. So we're just comparing what we did when we divided that number by 7 and took the remainder. We're comparing the result of that to the last digit. That's all we need to do. So we need to do a little bit of numerical processing. We're pulling digits off a number and we're getting the last digit and stuff like that. There's many ways to do this. I'll just show you one way. Then you do it. Then you check the checksum or check the digit that's 4 against whatever the remainder was, and then you display a success message in a dialog box. Okay, so we're going to use dialog boxes here. We might also use a swing input dialog for input. We'll do it all with dialogs. So we'll accept the ticket agent for the agent, accept the ticket number from the agent and verify the number is valid. Test the application with the following numbers. So it's got some test data there for us, which is really nice. Save the program as TicketNumber.java. Okay, let's do that. Save it as TicketNumber.java. Okay, public class ticket number. Make sure that name there exactly matches the name of our class, which it does, .java. Public static void main string square brackets args. You should be getting pretty good at typing that now. String round brackets, open curlies, close curlies, and we're getting ready to go. So there's our little template ready to go. Okay, so what we might do before we start doing the input dialogues and the output dialogues, we might just get our little number processing working correctly. Make sure we can identify a valid ticket. So let's create a ticket number, int ticket number, and we'll just set it to 123454 for now because that's some test data we've got. Okay, so what we want to do is pull off the first 5 digits and divide by 7. Okay, that's one step. And then we want to check and remainder of 7 and get remainder. Sorry, get remainder. It's all about the remainder. And then we want to pull off the last digit and see if it matches the remainder. Okay, so there's a few steps that we need to do. So we know how to get the first 5 digits because if we've got a number like this, all we need to do to get that digits is divide by 10. If we keep dividing by 10, we keep stripping off digits because we're doing integer divides. Okay, so if we divided by 10 6 times, first time we knock off the 4, next time we knock off the 5, next time we knock off that 4, next time we knock off the 3, and so on. So we're just knocking off digits. So let's get the first 5 digits. Int first 5 digits equals ticket number divided by 10. Okay, so we should end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. Let's get the remainder. Int remainder, and that's the first 5 digits. We want the remainder after dividing by 7. So are we dividing? Is that what we're doing? We've got to get the remainder. So we're not dividing, are we? We need to do our good old remainder operator. So modular arithmetic. Okay, so it's a %7. And according to our test data, that should give us a remainder of 4. See up here, we've got the remainder of 4. Okay, so remainder there should be equal to 4 for our test data. We'll test all this out very shortly. Okay, and then we're going to check, pull off the last digit, which we'll do in the next step, and we'll make that another comment. See if that matches. Okay, so let's pull off this last digit here and see what we can do. Okay, There's many ways we could do that. We could convert that number to a string and use a char_at function to pull off the rightmost digit. Okay, that's a bit of a hard way to do it. Why don't we use our operators that we've already discovered how to use so far? Okay, so we've got our first 5 digits here. So why don't we do int, and that's our sixth digit, and that equals our ticket number. Okay, and why don't we just keep it really easy and go the first 5 digits times 10. Okay, so we're getting our first 5 digits, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're dividing it by 10, multiplying it by 10, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, and we're taking ticket number minus that. So we're saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, which will give us the 4. Okay, so we've got the last digit. That should be the last digit, and then we've just got to see if they match. And so let's do a system out print line so far, and we'll see the results we've got. System.out.println, and we'll display the first 5 digits. It's always a good idea to do this so you can check your results as you're going. Put print line statements in your code, remainder, and what you can do later on is just comment them out when you don't need them anymore. So it's a good idea to do this sort of thing. 6 digit, and then we can see what our program's producing and see that we're on the right track. So we should see the first 5 digits, the remainder, and the 6th digit coming out there. So I've got the strings being displayed, the labels, and then the actual data values. Let's do that. Control 1, Control 2. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The remainder is 4, and the 6th digit is 4. So we're getting it so they match. So our data is valid. Okay, our ticket is valid, and we're told it was, so we know we're on the right track there. Okay, so that's all good. So if 6th digit is equal to the remainder, and how do we test integers for equality? We use double equals, don't we? So if they're equal, then we can show okay, if they're equal, we'll show a success message. Otherwise, we'll show an error message. Show an error message, or a failure message, whatever you want to call it. Okay, and we know how to do that. J option pane. So it's J option pane, uppercase O, uppercase P, uppercase J. We're using the swing option panes. Dot show message dialog. Null. First parameter is null. We'll talk about what null means later in the course. And success. The ticket is valid. Ticket number is valid. Why don't we display it to the user as well? There's our ticket number. And just so they can really easily see where it starts and ends, we'll put it inside single quotes just to make it really clear, is valid. Okay, so success message coming out there. And we'll do the same thing with if it's an error. Error. The ticket number is not valid. So that ticket number is not valid. Okay, so if the remainder matches the 6th digit, we can say it's valid. Otherwise, we can say error, the ticket number is not valid. So we can now run that program. And for J option panes, you need to import the swing package. So we need an import at the top here, and it's import javax. So javax.swing. You can either type J option pane or go asterisk. Both are the same, have the same effect. So javax. Make sure you type javax.swing. Control 1, Control 2, and there's our result. Success. The ticket number is valid. So we're getting our little dialog on screen. So that's good. So the only thing we need to do now is our input dialog. Okay, so instead of setting the number to that, we'll set it to 0, and we'll show a J option pane input dialog. J option pane dot show input dialog, and the first parameter is null, and the next parameter is the string you want to appear in the box. Enter ticket number. Okay, so that's our dialog going to appear. Now everything comes in from the dialog as a string. Okay, so even if you type numbers, it comes in as a string. So we'll go string ticket string equals J option pane show input dialog. So that's going to show the dialog to the user, and whatever they type in is going to be stored in ticket string. Okay, we then need to convert that to an integer, so we need to store that in ticket number. So we've already seen how to do that back in an earlier week. So we'll say ticket number equals integer dot parse int ticket string. Okay, so that's converting whatever the user typed in a dialog, which is a string, we're converting that into a integer. So it's now going to be a number, so we can do our calculations and divides on it. Okay, that should be it. We should be good to go now. So control 1, control 2, and we'll enter a ticket number. And let's grab one of the ones they suggested from the question. So that one we've already tested. Let's check this one. This one should be valid as well. So that evaluates to true, so that one should be valid. So we'll go control C on that. Back to our dialog, control V, and ticket number is valid. Okay, so that's worked. Let's run another one. Control 1, control 2. Let's grab this number, which is supposed to be false. So it's got an invalid ticket number. Paste into our dialog, and it's saying it's not valid. So that's beautiful. It's all working great. Okay, so let's just check the question. So it seemed like a hard question at the start, but it's really not that bad once you get into it. So we're writing an application that indicates invalid ticket entries. The class prompts for a ticket number from the agent, and I enter a 6-digit number, and ticket numbers are designed so that if you drop the last digit of the number, then divide by 7, the remainder of the division is identical to the last drop digit. So we're just checking remainders of the first 5 digits divided by 7 or modulo 7, and then checking it to the last 6th digit. So everything is good there. The only thing we're not doing, which we should do, is check that the number is 6 digits. Okay, so, and what if they type in a bunch of spaces before and after the number? So what we can do here is we can strip off the white space, which is always something you should do when you get user input. Ticket number equals ticket number string dot trim. So that's removing the white space, the tabs and spaces and things from the start and end of whatever they typed in. So then we know just what they actually typed. And hopefully now it will be 6 characters. So we probably should check that the length of that string there is 6 characters as well. So if the digits match and the ticket string dot length, in other words what they typed in, is equal to 6, then we've got a valid ticket. So if the remainder matches properly, and the ticket length, the length of what they typed in after taking off the spaces and white spaces and tabs and whatever they might have typed in at the front and end of the string, if the length of that remains is 6, then we can assume it's 6 digits for now. We haven't done enough processing yet or enough Java yet to work out whether they are actually digits. But if they type in anything that's not a digit, this here will fail and our program will crash, and that's okay for now. We'll learn how to deal with that later. So we're assuming they're entering only digits. If they type in spaces at the start and end, that's okay as well. We can take care of those. So ticket string dot trim takes care of that. And so if the remainder is correct and the length of the ticket number is 6, then everything's good. We'll assume it's all good. And that's basically it. So let's now, and I'll just show you that that works. I'll type in this number again. So control 1, control 2, and I'll type in that number and I'll put a whole bunch of spaces at the start and at the end. Okay, so you can see I've typed in a whole bunch of spaces there. The input's really long, and it should say ticket number is valid. Ticket number is valid because we did the trim there. Okay, so we said ticket string equals ticket string dot trim. Okay, so that's not a bad thing to do when you're processing user input. Always trim it to make sure there's no extra unwanted spaces at the start or the end, and then take it from there. Okay, hope that was useful. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.